Hello and welcome to the podcast that is less Maradona turn and more Big Dan burn. It's the big man up top.
I like that because it rhymed. That's good.
It's producer Tom again. back by popular demand. Tom, you went down very well last week.
I'm very pleased, but I think so I had some people loved me. Some people weren't too happy that I couldn't pronounce Bromley.
Bromley, you got it.
But here I am, vindication, and I've been to the football again.
You have been to the football. Now, before we start, we should mention Ed's not here again.
But it's crazy because you two are like ships that pass in the night.
We are.
Because, you weren't here last podcast. Yep. And then I had to fill in, and I'm filling in for Ed as well.
You're the super sub.
Yeah, I think this might be the last time.
I don't know. Who's to say? Ed is away for a couple of weeks,
He's away
Tom.
for a couple of weeks.
He's away on business.
That's
all he's told us.
Yeah.
He's away on business. Say no more. But Tom, as you said, we are continuing your footballing journey, aren't we?
Yeah, and it's been, what a journey so far.
Now, tell us about the weekend.
This weekend, I went to the Mornflake Stadium in Crewe. I got that bit right. And home of the Red and White Army.
Yes.
Oh, gosh, I'm so good at football.
Yeah, what else?
They played against... Sounds like Shrewsbury. That's it. That's how I
do. You say it sounds like Shrewsbury? Was that a chant that you came up with?
That was something that I thought of when I was watching it because they were losing. And I thought in my mind, I thought Shrewsbury, more like Lewsbury. And then I had to remember it later. And that was the path that I took. It was a long walk for a short drink of water.
I mean, it works, doesn't it?
But yeah, here I am. I remember. There'll be no fault against me this week. Shrewsbury, that's who they played against. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
Really fun game. It's the first time I've seen Crewe win, which is fantastic. And I've been to see them 3 times, and they drew, they lost, and this time they won. Hooray!
3-1. Now, if you didn't tune in last week, then Tom is on his own footballing journey. He is our new producer. He's not the hugest fan of football. Of course, UCB do other podcasts, so you are a fan of Jesus, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. That's why I'm employed.
That's a bit more important than the football side of things. But we are taking it upon ourselves to teach Tom about football, and as part of this he went to the Crewe game at the weekend. You've done a little match report for us, Tom.
I did by your request, and it's something I've never done before, but I think it really encapsulates how new I am to football.
Sure.
I'm doing it for the first time. It was really fun, and I think that's my first experience of a winning game. Okay. Before, I've only ever been on the lose or draw side. So, so I think it shows. Take a listen and see for yourself.
So, bringing us the latest from the Mornflake Stadium is producer Tom.
Hi guys. I've just been watching the Crewe Alex versus Shrewsbury game this Saturday. This is producer Tom. We just went 3-1 up, and it looks like it's all over now. Brilliant game, really fun. Here's some of the highlights. What an atmosphere so far. Wow. Lots of opposing supporters, lots of Crewe supporters. Very exciting. The Shrewsbury team haven't got their banner unfold properly, so it just says the likes of Shrew over there. We've still got the ball. Whoa! Oh, goal! Oh! Whoa! Oh! We're still in it. Oh, nice. Go on. Come on! Just somebody take a shot! Yay! Oh, we're standing! Yay! Woo!
Tom, were you caught out by the standing
I didn't
part?
know you... I didn't think... I think I've seen people stand. I think I knew that was part of it, but I've never had to stand before because they've never they've never scored before.
Oh, I see.
So
this is the first goal you've seen?
Yeah. Well, first goal from Crewe. I think they drew 0-0 the first time I ever watched them, and they didn't score the second time. And then, yeah. So, I got caught out of it. But then the next two goals, spoilers.
Well, spoiler alert.
I was up there.
Let's crack on.
I don't know how the rest of the song goes. Way, Alex. I see. Okay, I'll get that next time. Alex. Oh, there's a lot of lyrics to that song. It's quite hard to remember. Oh no! Oh! Shut off. What? Shut off. Oh look, they're all going to the corner there. They're all.
Was that you took your shirt off? Or
no,
the player.
The friend I was with said that if they score against us, we've got to take our shirts off and be really patriotic about Crewe.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, that was a bit of out of context. He said shirts off. I kept mine on because I thought if he'd have taken his off, I would have done that.
Yeah.
Because I thought, yeah, that's normal. Have you ever taken your shirt off at a football game? Does that not happen?
Unless you're in Newcastle. They like to do it.
Isn't it cold up there?
Yeah, well, that's why they do it. They're showing people that they're made of nails.
Tough.
Let's crack on. Tom, this is good stuff.
Oh,
Let's crack on.
Oh, they're all cross. That's bad. They just scored. Shrewsbury just scored a goal. Their song's very similar to ours. It's all very and then they go Shrewsbury at the end.
Well, it hasn't got the same je ne sais quoi.
Oh no, yeah, it's different. It's different language altogether.
Yeah. Oh, lads. Much more.
What? That one? 2 fouls and then he picked that one. Oh dear. But we're clapping. I don't know why we're clapping. I'm very confused. Oh! Yeah! Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Hey, we scored! Oh, look at that. They're all cheerful. Oh, brilliant. Oh, come on! Go on! He's all alone! He jumped around. What are you doing? Come on! Yes! Yes! 3-1! 3-1 to Alex! Oh! He's taken his shirt off! He took his shirt off! Is he going to get a yellow card?
Tom, that's really good stuff.
Oh, thank you.
When you say he took his shirt off, are you referring to the player or yourself?
That time the player took his shirt off.
Yours was already off at that point.
Yeah, he was wearing like a brassiere as well, which I didn't expect.
A brassiere?
Yeah.
Tom, no.
I did like a sports bra, which I didn't think he would wear. It suited him.
I think that might have been like a heart rate monitor.
What?
I don't know if they call it brassieres.
What's it?
Tom, I don't want us to turn into just laughing at you, but we really appreciate you taking the time to go to Crewe Alex.
It was very fun.
Did you know that Crewe Alex has rated the best chip shop in the Football League?
What?
Did you go to the chip shop on the corner? I didn't go to the
chip shop. Are you kidding me?
There's a little... Were you in a big stand?
Yeah.
So as you
I was
look...
in the Mornflake stand.
Yeah. As you look over the ice cream van stand, towards the left, best chippy in the Football League.
What?
Out of 72 clubs.
Who rates that?
Football fans.
Right.
It's a big deal.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, next time I'll go and do a food review.
Please do. Well, Tom, we are going to say goodbye at this point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no, brilliant. Thank you very much for sending me on these missions. It's been dead fun.
Well, welcome back to the Big Man Up Top podcast. Replacing our super sub Tom is another super sub. I'm delighted to introduce Lizzie.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
You all right,
Really
mate?
good. It's been a long time coming.
It has.
You know,
What are we on, season 2?
Season 2.
Didn't make it season 1.
No, I don't know what happened there, actually.
Yeah.
Lizzie does a lot of our social media
I do
at
do
UCB.
that,
You do take a lot of pictures,
yeah.
that kind of thing. She's also an Arsenal fan.
I am an Arsenal fan.
Yeah. So we've been wanting to get you on for a while, actually, but we've kind of waited until Arsenal didn't win to get you on, and this week felt like the ideal opportunity.
Yeah.
What do you make of Arsenal's season so far?
So far, there's potential for it to be a really good season.
Are you gonna claim the league title at this point?
I'm not saying that. No, because we all know Man City are going to do what Man City does.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw the B word around.
What's the B word?
Bottle it.
Bottle it. You said it.
I don't want to say that we're going to. No.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're still in every competition, yeah, I'm excited.
It's an exciting season.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also have a bit of an affinity to Napoli.
I do have an
Italy.
affinity,
Where's that
yeah.
come from?
So my parents went to Italy a couple of years ago when they won the league, and Napoli was dressed in blue. Like all the streets of Napoli, and everybody was kicking off fireworks in the streets and everything, really exciting. And so then last year when I went, I was like, I'd really love to see that. I'd love to see that atmosphere. And so I thought, I'm going to support them for the season.
This is it.
And I'm going to like really enjoy them winning the league.
Yeah.
And they won it.
They won it.
They won it.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, full fan.
Full fan.
Full fan.
They're quite known for having quite vicious fans, aren't like the atmosphere is
passionate,
insane.
I'd say.
Passionate's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
I'm learning all the songs and everything.
Yeah? Do you want to perform one now?
No,
Okay.
no. Next time I'm on,
I think we've had enough football songs for one episode.
Yeah.
Napoli defending a title this season.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to defend a title, would you agree?
It is, isn't it, Joe?
It's quite a difficult time.
You'd know. It is, and they're looking a bit, lackluster at the moment. It's not as easy as last season.
No.
Lukaku's out at the moment, so
of course picked up a few ex-Premier League players as well. Hoyland up top, doing quite well.
He's doing okay, yeah. But McTominay's still the local legend at the moment. Yeah,
that is mad. Loves the tomatoes.
He does love the tomatoes.
He really loves tomatoes.
Yes.
Well, let's get started on this weekend's Premier League action. Manchester City 3. Liverpool 0.
How are you feeling, mate?
It was looking good.
Mm.
This week was a good week.
Yeah.
That Real Madrid win was feeling great. We thought Liverpool were back.
Mm-hmm.
I actually only watched the second half of this game, and they played better in the second half. And I was thinking, why is everyone complaining? And then I did watch highlights of the first half and thought, this was a poor performance. This was really poor. Very leggy. I don't know if there's some sort of hangover from last season or from midweek. They look really tired.
Yeah.
And I mean, were Liverpool bad, or do you think City were quite good in this game?
I mean, City at the Etihad is never going to be an easy game, is it?
No.
Regardless of City's current form or whatever. But I think it was a mixture of both, really.
It really reminded me of that game against Arsenal earlier in the season in terms of the way City approached this game.
Yeah.
They kind of got ahead, they were playing well, and then as soon as they were ahead, particularly that second half, they just sit back.
Yeah.
It was clear that the plan was sit back on your lead, keep Doku and Haaland up top, and they'll do the rest. Against Arsenal, it didn't work. Against Liverpool, it very much worked.
Yeah.
But I mean, as an Arsenal fan, we'll come on to your result later on. Are you more concerned about City or Liverpool at this point?
At this point, I'd say City, because they're quietly creeping up on our shoulders. And no one's really been paying much attention to City this season. It's been like the Arsenal-Liverpool chat.
Yeah.
But I do think City are dangerous again this season.
And Haaland just...
Oh, he's a droid, isn't he? He's a robot.
It's unplayable.
He just scores every single... Yeah. It's
just
brilliant.
It just feels like you stop Haaland, you stop City, but Liverpool failed to stop Haaland. They did save a penalty.
Yeah,
that was a good moment for Liverpool, one of the only ones. And actually, I think a big factor for Liverpool is that Alisson's been out for weeks, and having a good keeper makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Arsenal now. Yes, yeah.
I mean, you had this decision a couple of seasons ago between David Raya and Aaron Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Right, and Arteta went with Raya.
I, at the time, thought, what is he doing?
Yeah.
I really, really liked Aaron Ramsdale.
It was a really unpopular decision, wasn't it?
Yeah. But then you look at how he's come on leaps and bounds, hasn't he, Raya? So, yeah.
Let's move on to Tottenham 2, Manchester United 2. United looked up for this.
They did, but they have been for the past couple of weeks now.
Amorim, Manager of the Month.
Yeah.
Brian Mbeumo, Player of the Month.
Yeah.
Things are looking up.
They are looking up.
And it feels uncomfortable, does it not?
It does. I was having a conversation with somebody at the weekend thinking, could you imagine if they actually turn around and won the league after all of this?
I mean, they're in form, aren't they?
Yeah,
like,
they really are.
They look good. Teamwork as well. We're going to come on to talk about teamwork a bit later on in this episode. But they seem to be playing like a team. Yeah. And Amorim's got this philosophy, this 3-4-3 that people have been, they've had their say on it. We certainly have. It seems to be starting to do something.
Something has clicked, hasn't it?
I think it might be these new signings.
Yeah.
What do you make of Mbeumo and Cunha as they've started?
Well, they started off slowly, didn't they? As the season started, but I think any player will take time to bed in, won't they? But now I think they are playing the Man United way, sort of.
Yeah.
I think they've still got a way to go, but I think they're looking a lot better and a lot more like Man United. I
think Tottenham had a big win in the Champions League this week against Copenhagen. I actually see a lot of comparisons between Tottenham and Liverpool in kind of like Premier League and Champions League. The Premier League's a very physical league, right?
Yeah.
And set pieces, long throws have been a real feature. And Liverpool and Spurs have looked really good in the Champions League, particularly players like Wirtz and Xavi Simons, who are these two like creative players, have come in, dazzled in the Champions League. Simons was class the other night.
Yeah.
But you throw them into the Premier League and they just can't compete with these massive players.
Is that because they're used to the European way of playing football, maybe?
I think it could be, and it's going to take time. I think Spurs will be fine, sorry to say.
Yeah, so...
I think their away form's actually really good.
Yeah.
Of course, the North London derby is the other side of the international break. I think it's at the Emirates.
It is, yeah.
So you should fancy yourself for that.
Yeah, I do.
We'll see. I think it'll be a
5-0.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that would be quite something.
Yeah, it'd be lovely, wouldn't it? But I can't see myself.
Let's move on to Brentford 3, Newcastle 1. What's going on at Newcastle at the moment?
Oh, what is going on at Newcastle? Is it the Isak thing? Are they missing him? They've got a quality forward at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big fan of Voltemada, aren't you? I haven't watched him for a few weeks.
Yeah.
You're liking what you're seeing.
I really am, yeah. He's massive as well.
Yeah.
So, like, this new set-piece game that we're playing, he seems to be on top of it.
Yeah.
But, what is it? Is it the Isak thing?
I think it could be. I mean, they're 2 points from relegation now, and... they will be fine, right?
Yeah,
I don't think no one's suggesting that Newcastle are going to go down. But, I mean, has Eddie Howe taken Newcastle as far as he can?
Potentially, yeah.
I think you think of Newcastle and their home form is very good, particularly, again, in Europe. I think there's something as well about the atmosphere there. The fans can really get up. And Newcastle love to make it aggressive.
Yeah.
In this game, they've come up against a team who are also aggressive and very physically astute. I mean, I saw Liverpool go there a few weeks ago and just get completely bullied by Brentford, and that's happened again. Yeah. Brentford, I mean, what do you make of Brentford so far this season? Because I feel like a lot of people have written them off early on.
It's one of those difficult places to go, though, isn't it, Brentford? Like, you don't want your team to be there. You don't want to play there, do you?
No, it's kind of
it's a hard place to play.
It's one you want to get out of the way.
Yeah, right. For sure.
And Igor Thiago continues to impress up top. I mean, he looks the full package.
He does.
Up front for Brentford. Now let's move on to The top of the table clash.
Top of the table clash.
Who saw this coming away at Sunderland?
Oh,
I mean,
what a place to go, though. Stadium of Light.
You look at this fixture at the start of the season, and you're fancying 3 points,
Easy 3
right?
points, yeah.
Yeah, but what happened in this game?
I think they played the game really well, to the best of their tactics.
Yeah,
it was their game. They roughed Arsenal up, and it really worked for them.
they were aggressive.
They really were, yeah.
Right. And I think they kind of showed a blueprint of how to play Arsenal.
Yeah.
Like, are you concerned now that Sunderland have shown how you get under Arsenal's skin?
No, not too concerned.
Yeah.
No, because they do have physical players, don't they, Sunderland?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Something about the northeast, isn't it? Because Newcastle,
do not like going up north.
Newcastle, I mean, you won there this season, and that was a
Yeah.
fantastic win.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
traditionally,
It's a tough game.
really
Yeah.
hard, and Newcastle know exactly how to push Mikel
They
Arteta's
do.
buttons. So this will kind of be seen as 2 points dropped by Arsenal in this game, but I mean, it might turn out to be quite a good result.
I think so. Initially, I thought, like when they scored in the dying moments of the game, I thought, that feels like a loss. But then reflecting on it and reflecting on the fact that Sunderland are unbeaten at home this season so far, it does feel like, it's a good result.
And you take that step back, particularly I think there's something about going into an international break, not winning your last game.
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, I'm sat here as a Liverpool fan, I'm like, you almost just want that next game to come.
Yeah.
Right, like you're wanting that midweek game to put things right. You want a home game that you're going to win easily, get morale back up. And we've got this 2-week break now where we're just stewing on what could have been.
But I do think, though, we are top of the league going into the international break, so that's only a positive.
And you'll take that, right? At the start of the season, a 4-point lead on City.
Yep.
I mean, City could do a City thing.
They will.
It feels like they could.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I want to talk a little bit about Leandro Trossard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, firstly, what a goal.
What a goal.
What a strike that was. And I think I look at Trossard on the team sheet, and when you signed him a few years ago, it felt a bit of a stopgap.
Yeah.
Right? He was not necessarily aging, but he wasn't the profile of player that you'd necessarily be looking for the future. But has he kind of become a little bit of a undroppable player for Arsenal?
I think so, and I think he's massively underrated too. I see him on the team sheet, and it doesn't excite me so much.
Sure.
But I know he's going to be solid.
Yeah.
He's going to have a solid and good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And almost like you say, that excitement, you might want to see Eze on the left wing.
Yeah.
Because he's exciting. He's a guy that makes things happen, particularly against a low block.
Mm-hmm.
You see Trossard there and you're like, is he going to make stuff happen?
Yeah.
But the amount of times he pops up with a goal when you most need one, I think those players are vital when it comes to a title push.
Yeah. Especially when we haven't got the centre forward that's scoring 20 a season.
Sure.
Just yet.
Not just yet.
Yeah.
Gyökeres could be.
He could be.
That man. And I mean, set pieces have been so important for Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you make of this? Because I wouldn't say Arsenal have been the most exciting watch this season.
Okay, yeah.
From
Fine.
from a neutral perspective.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think you see Arsenal and you're like, I don't know. Like that Arsenal City game, you want to see a ding dong, and you know you're going to see a ding dong's a phrase, Tom. Just to producer Tom just gave a bit of a look. A ding dong is like I don't know, how do you explain a ding dong, Lizzie?
Like an end-to-end rough 'em up kind of game.
Yeah. Like a I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, it's
exciting. It's like an exciting game. Yeah.
You think Arsenal City is going to be an exciting game, and it's not. But Arsenal are getting the job done.
We are getting the job done, and a goal's a goal.
A goal's a goal.
Yeah.
A set piece is a
goal.
goal.
And give Declan Rice that towel.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I really like that Sunderland brought their advertising boards in.
It feels a bit Stoke, doesn't it? It feels a bit
Stoke.
Rory Delap, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit sneaky, but clearly it worked.
But
I think the reason we wanted to get you on this week as well, Lizzie, is that we're going to talk about teamwork.
Yeah.
And it feels like Arsenal are the epitome of a team this season in terms of like the way they're playing, the way they're rallying together. I mean, what do you think makes this Arsenal team so good?
I think they've got a really special bond this season. They seem quite tight. And I think we've got leaders in every position. So throughout the team then, it just goes from strength to strength, doesn't it, as a team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a manager in Arteta who, he's a bit odd.
He's an interesting character, isn't he?
He's really odd, but he's the kind of character that's going to bring a team together, right?
Yeah.
It really reminds me of when we first had Klopp at Liverpool. I don't know if you remember this game. We drew 2-2 with West Brom at home.
Yeah.
And Klopp led the team to the fans to do almost like a lap of honour.
Yeah.
After a 2-2 against West Brom. I mean, no title challenge should be doing that. But it brought the team together. Klopp had these strange ways of doing that, and obviously eventually that led to titles.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of that in Arteta, right? Like
I think so, yeah.
His ways of managing the team are bringing his team together. There's also something to be said, I think, about Gabriel and Saliba. I mean, how important have they been?
Oh, they've been solid, haven't they?
Over the last few seasons to how Arsenal have been.
Solid. Because, you rely on your defence, don't you?
Yeah.
But knowing with confidence that they're going to perform every single week.
Yeah.
And not just perform, but be vocal.
Yeah.
I think it really helps, yeah.
And I think there's something as well about you almost don't need both of them to be on top of their game, right? Because the thing about a good team is that you are there for each other, you back each other up.
Yeah.
Saliba could have a bit of a howler, and Gabriel's there to mop it up. I remember last season you played Palace at home and Saliba got dispossessed by Mateta.
Yeah.
And he did score a goal, but he has got a mistake in him.
Yeah.
But he's got a defence around him that is going to mop up anything that goes wrong. So, yeah, I think there's a really good team spirit around Arsenal. And to develop on this a bit further, Ed had a conversation with Gavin Calver, who is the CEO of the Evangelical Alliance, and they had a conversation about what the EA do and what makes a good team in general life. Here we go.
Gavin Calver from the Evangelical Alliance. Thank you for joining us on the Big Man Up Top. How are you doing today?
Yeah, no, I'm great. It's good to be with you.
You have a big passion for AFC Wimbledon, don't you?
Oh, very much so. I mean, football has often been the most important thing in my life that isn't actually that important. Of all the things with no eternal value, it's one of the most important of those. I played for many, many years, and I'm a massive Wimbledon fan. Have been involved with AFC Wimbledon. Well, they were Wimbledon FC in the 90s, season ticket throughout the Premier League years. Was involved a bit in the formation of AFC Wimbledon when the Milton Keynes nonsense took place, and have been a big fan ever since. And I'm a season ticket holder now with my 2 teenagers.
Without going too much into the sort of the Milton Keynes debacle, I think it is worth sort of just mentioning that is, I think, one of the great sort of phoenix from the ashes stories, isn't it? Just what are your sort of thoughts briefly on how all that came about and how AFC Wimbledon have managed to cement themselves as a proper football league club again?
Yeah, I mean, I was at every protest. I was against going to Dublin, against going to Milton Keynes, all the different suggestions made around Wimbledon. Time has proved that there was no need to franchise off the football team. It will never happen again. It should never have happened. But what's amazing is our league place in Division 2 in the Championship was stolen. We went down to Division 9. And now we've got a chance this year of going back up to Division 3. Milton Keynes have only just secured their survival in the same division as us, Division 4, League 2. So it's an incredible story, really. And to have got back this far, we've got a better stadium than we had when we were in the Premier League times because we didn't have one. We shared one. We've got a bigger fan base. We, at times, averaged between 3,000 and 4,000 home fans in the Premier League. We now sell out our home games over 9,500 in League 2. It's a wonderful story. People talk about things like the Wrexham story as a fairy tale. That's not a fairy tale. That's throwing money at the football team to get what you need to get. Wimbledon actually is a fairy tale. We did trials in Wimbledon Common in a park, basically, for people to play for us. We set a new record home attendance for every team we played the first 4 seasons we played, because they'd never had crowds like us. They'd get 30 people normally, and 1,000 Wimbledon fans turned up for an away game. It's been an amazing journey, one I hope we don't have to do again. But Wimbledon are the only team to have emerged twice from non-league to be a proper professional football team. And that's something to be proud of. And we've been given all the trophies back. 88 FA Cup final win. That's AFC Wimbledon's, not anyone else's. So I think we can now move on a little.
The obvious sort of tie-in with faith would be to call it the footballing resurrection story, wouldn't it? I mean, I feel like that would be the low-hanging fruit, but we're not going to go there this week, I mean.
No, I think that might be, even for me, a little crass.
Yeah, I think so. But what I do want to touch on, and I think there is a lovely link here, is that when I think of Wimbledon, I think of the teams of the 90s. I'm a Stoke fan, so I very much resonate with that. Stoke were a team that were always sort of playing better than the sum of their parts and all that sort of stuff. And so those sort of Wimbledon teams, the Crazy Gang and all that, what do you think made that side particularly a great team? And I think more broadly, my second question is, what do you think in a footballing sense makes a great team?
Yeah, I think that Wimbledon side was incredible. It was an incredible collective. They would give everything on the pitch. Let's not pretend they didn't know some of the dark arts as well, which obviously I wouldn't affirm. But it was an amazing collective of people. The only other thing, though, and I'd say the same, was Stoke. I remember seeing Xherdan Shaqiri playing for Stoke, and he was an incredible footballer. We had not dissimilar. Robbie Earle was probably the best footballer never to have played for a top 4 team in the Premier League. He was outstanding, and in fact, I preached at a church, and I met his mum not that many years ago. That was fun. I mentioned Wimbledon. She came over the end. I don't know if you remember my son, but he used to play for them. Not only was her son a player, he was the greatest player we've ever had. So I think the sum collective of parts, I think the fact that there were egos all pulling in the same direction, and I think the fact that no one minded who got the glory made a massive difference. And I think if a football team's going to work, you've got to know what your job is, and you've got to do your job well. You've then got to appreciate what the job of other people's are and let them do their job well. I was always a goalkeeper. My son's now a goalkeeper playing at quite a good level. Goalkeeper is the most criticised and least celebrated position. But you've got to know your job. And you're never going to get player of the year, but you might often be the most important player. And so I think each person needs to know their role, know their space, know their place, and play that. I think in this day of YouTube clips and fantasy football, there's a danger to want to be the one who gets all the assists and gets all the glory and gets all the moments. Actually, we need to forget all of that and say, if the team wins, we all win. And I think what I love to see from a great football team is when they win a cup game or something, and the bench are as excited about the victory as those playing. When there's that sense. Wimbledon was always, and still now, has that absolute sense of collective. I think the Premier League loses that a little bit, and we need to rediscover some of that. And the teams from the Championship keep getting relegated again. I think that kind of collective is a better way to approach it than necessarily trying to out Guardiola.
Let's sort of move this on a little bit. We're going to sort of take a bit of a detour into the Evangelical Alliance. It would be really important for us to just focus on the word alliance in Evangelical Alliance. Tell me a bit from your perspective. Why is that word so important in everything that the EA does?
Yeah. Well, it's vital, and to be honest, it's the hard part. Because actually, it's quite easy to be evangelical, but to hold the evangelical world together is really tricky. So within the EA's membership, there's over 3,000 churches, 500 orgs, 27,000 individual members. But there's also 80 different streams, networks, or denominations represented within that membership. And we're trying to make sure that though the style may be different, we are all pulling in the same direction. So our mission statement is together making Jesus known. So how do we work across 80 networks, denominations, and streams to make Jesus known together? Well, what we do is we say we keep the main thing, and the things that are secondary we can disagree on. And the style of how you do things on a Sunday, that's cool. But let's go forward together. In fact, to illustrate that, my Sunday mornings are quite interesting. Because me and my family, we go to church on a Sunday evening together. So I tend to preach somewhere most Sunday mornings. The first worship song tells you where you are. Until then, you're not actually sure where you are. That shows you. do I need to keep my hands in my pockets and worship, or can I be my normal Subutio goalkeeper? Is it a day for me to wind myself in or to be fully released into my passion? My wife will often say, what time are you home? And some churches I can say 2:42 p.m. because in 100 years they've never gone over an hour. In other churches, hopefully today. I'm translated at least once every 6 months. I'm in some every 6 weeks, not every 6 months. I'm in some environments where I'm considered old, others where I'm considered young. Some where I'm an ethnic minority, some where I'm an ethnic majority. Yet we're all pulling together. And I think the joy of this is it's body ministry in the macro. It's saying if we can agree on the main things, because it's not unity at any cost. There has to be some boundaries to that. If we're going to stand on the word of God and go after the lost together, let's go. But how do we do that across the diversity of church is the great joy. It fits very much with your footballing analogy. Because if the Pentecostals aren't working with the Baptists, who aren't working with the Evangelical Anglicans, who aren't working with Vineyard and the AOG and New Frontiers, how do we go forward? And the EA has a unique convening gift as well. We can get a load of leaders in a room together who wouldn't meet anywhere else. Because actually it's that sense of going together that for 180 years next year, the EA has been all about.
My personal church background is that I spent the majority of my Christian life in a vibrant city centre Pentecostal church. And because I moved house, I now find myself in a tiny Anglican village, 900-year-old stone building. And so to go from, a Pentecostal church to a Church of England church has been one of the hardest and most beautiful things I've ever gone through, because I've realized the beauty in the different things that we do, and when you sort of take a step back, actually it's lovely to sort of have that whole thing of everybody pulling in their direction and focusing on their strengths as well. I think is quite important.
Yeah, and I think that's the joy I get to see. So actually it's a real privilege to see just about every stream of the evangelical church at different times and across all 4 nations of the UK. I was in Wales 2 weeks ago. I'm in Northern Ireland next week. So it's not just here in England either. And I think the great privilege is to see traditions and styles that may not be my home match, let's say, but you can always see the good in them. I go to some places that aren't as charismatic as me, but do you know what? The way they handle the word of God, I'm learning so much. I'm a nonconformist. So when I go to an Anglican setting, actually the use of the liturgy that to others are so used to, for me has a richness that I'm not used to. Other churches are ridiculously good at hospitality. Other churches still, their youth ministry is something to learn from. So it's amazing to see. And it's an utter privilege and a challenge. It's the privilege and challenge of my life to try and lead the Evangelical Alliance and represent that bunch of people within the corridors of power too.
So I suppose here's the big question. Why is it so important that we, as the Big C Church, are allied, are united? Why is that so important?
Well, Jesus didn't pray for all that many things in the Bible, did he? He prayed for one thing very clearly in John 17. He prayed that his church would be one, that the world would be drawn to himself. That's where the Evangelical Alliance comes in. We're good news people in a bad news world. It's not unity at any cost. It's unity for the sake of the gospel. We've only ever existed for 2 things. 1, to unite the church in reaching the lost, and 2, to give the church a clear and effective voice into the corridors of power. If we can even begin to see what Jesus himself prayed for, then we have to be united in that sense. There's nothing like a divided church for putting people off following Jesus. It's also fascinating when we do, because we work with the corridors of power, with the government, and other people. When you go into those spaces, you can actually bring a united voice. That makes such a difference. I think the stream of streams that we seek to be is so significant for the kingdom. But here's the thing. I say to anyone listening, go deep in your postcode. We won't get in your way locally. We won't get in your way in your space. Love your space. Have your heart broken for your space. But be connected nationally. So if you're not already part of the Evangelical Alliance, join as an individual, join as a church, be connected to the national story, but go deep locally. That again is an example of working together as a team and doing it in different places.
Final question, Gavin, and this is going back to football. We are the Big Man Up Top podcast, and we love a classic big man up top. You know the type. Does all the hard work, maybe a little bit unfashionable, but efficient and gets the job done. So if you were a manager picking your ultimate 11, who would be your big man up top, who would be the man leading the line up front?
Oh, that's easy. It has to be John Fashioned. That's not a hard question. But from a Wimbledon context, does all the hard work. But we've often had a big man up top. But he would certainly do the business. And you know what? If I was a manager, none of this faffing around with inverted wingers and other stuff. Actually get a winger playing on the wing that fits their foot so they can cross the ball in again. The example of that right now, Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood has been an average striker in the Premier League. As soon as you've got two wingers playing on the right side of their foot, they're whipping it in, he's banging them in. So there is no point having a big man up top if you're going to play inverted wingers. That's just a little bugbear of mine about the modern game.
I wholeheartedly agree. Fantastic. Gavin, this has been great. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
No problem. God bless.
Great chat there with Gavin Calver, CEO of Evangelical Alliance. I mean, there's so much that we could talk about here about team spirit and unity when it comes to having a faith and being a Christian. I mean, what does the Bible say about unity?
So Paul in 1 Corinthians 12:15-31 uses the metaphor of the human body to explain the importance of unity and diversity in the church, but it can also relate to any team.
Sure.
So every member of the body and the church or the team has a unique and necessary role, which is designed by God. No part can claim independence or superiority, and each depends on each other.
Yeah. And that's the thing about a team, isn't it? That if we were all the same, it wouldn't work. Right. Like everyone has their own different role. You know, we're both in teams here at UCB and we all bring different things to our team dynamic. Also in our church dynamic, I mean, God's made us all so different, bringing different gifts that we complement each other, right?
We do.
And I mean, this is such a big point on unity. I mean, when we talk about unity, you almost think about how everyone must be aligned, right, to the same vision. And this is something that Gavin was just talking about. But there's a hard balance, right? I find this a really interesting conversation in where we are actually. So we're at UCB, we are a Christian broadcaster, right? Mm-hmm. But there's probably so many different denominations of people that work here, right? Yeah. And I don't know, like, does that matter if we're proclaiming the gospel? Does that matter?
I don't think it does. I think as long as we are honouring God and He is our focus and our foundations are in Him, then I think that minor, small disagreements shouldn't really matter. And
that's the key, isn't it? That they're minor, small ones. Because if there's like big things that we disagree on, that could be a problem.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Gavin touched on this, but if we as an organisation, but also as a church, if there are huge things that we're not aligned on, they can get in the way of unity, right?
Well, then you go to your brother and sister.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Whereas if it's a small thing, as long as that thing stays small, it's okay.
Yeah.
The problem is when it becomes a big thing.
For sure. Yeah.
Think? And again, there's comparisons with football here, right? And we were chatting before that, look, I'm a Liverpool fan, you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
In the summer, we're going to be aligned, right? We're both going to be England for the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like, we put everything to the side to go after that one goal of England are going to win the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because they are, right?
Because they are, yeah.
And then in the season, we'll go back to our little clubs and we'll have like friendly rivalries, disagreements, but it doesn't matter. Same in the church. We'll have small disagreements maybe, but as long as Jesus stays at the centre of things, that's okay. Let's finish on what Gavin said. As long as the main thing stays the main thing, then small disagreement is okay, right?
That's big, yeah. That's so good.
So yeah, let's make sure those small things don't get in the way of what we're trying to do in our churches, in our communities, and yeah, let's be united in Christ.
Amen.
Lizzie, thanks so much for joining us this week. It's been
so much fun.
Absolute joy. And next time Arsenal drop points, we will get you back on.
I'll see you in season 4 then, guys.
It's good stuff. Well, thank you so much for listening to The Big Man Up Top. If you want to get in touch with the show, please ping us an email to podcast@ucb.co.uk. Please follow, subscribe, and give us some good reviews, because this will help us get the word out. And also, if you've enjoyed this, please tell your mates. A huge thank you, Lizzie, for joining us this week. And a huge thank you to producer Tom for all your hard work behind the scenes and at the Mornflake Stadium. We look forward to your next match report, and there will be a new episode next Tuesday. Yay. See you there.
Bye.